Hello everybody. About 3 or 4 years ago, I think now, I did a video called Things That I Would Tell My Teenage Self, and today I wanted to do an update video because I have a few things to add. Now, my life has changed quite dramatically in the last year because I've had a baby, and I've gone from being a very career-driven, workaholic type of person to a very career-driven, workaholic type of person mum. I was always very, very worried, even though being a mum was the ultimate thing that I wanted to do most in the world. I was worried that it would affect all of the things that I wanted to achieve in terms of work and my writing, but actually, if anything, being a mum has made me a lot more focused, and I have a lot less time to do the same amount of work, which means that I spend less time worrying about small things and I think more time really focusing on getting what I need to get done, basically. And being a mum and trying to reach these goals with my writing and with work has really made me sit down and evaluate who I am and all of the different things that make me unique and make up my personality. And some of them are quite conflicting. For example, I'm really fiercely independent, but I'm also a complete home bird. So I love to travel, but I don't like to be away from home for too long. And especially now that I've got the baby, you know, it's really nice to go away for work, but I only want to do a couple of days, and I've always been a bit like that, really. And I think it's really important to look at what makes us unique and what makes up our personality, all of the different talents and personality quirks and things that we like doing, interests and hobbies, and really just be proud of what makes us unique and what makes us us. And this is what's behind Venus's Use Your And campaign, which is now in its 2nd year. It's all about inspiring women and girls to unleash their potential and not be stuck with a one-dimensional label. So really celebrate who they are and what makes up their personality. So celebrating your ands and not your ors. And by ors, I mean O-R-S, not rowing apparatus. And as part of the campaign, there's a brilliant Use Your And diary tumbler sharing other people's ands and experiences. And also Venus are running an Instagram competition where you can win £500 to explore one of the hobbies or interests that makes you you. But I should put more details about those at the end of the video. And for now, let's see what things I would tell my teenage self. What other things I would tell my teenage self. The first one is actually linked to what I've just been talking about, and it's about careers advice. Now, you don't have to do the job that... Do people still have careers advisors? If you do have a careers advisor, I hope they're better than the careers advisors we had when I was a teenager, because there was just basically this big book and you were made to read through it and flick through, and it asked you some questions about your interests and hobbies and things like that, and then it suggested jobs for you. I think one of mine was lawyer, which I did end up doing. Went to law school for 2 years before I started modelling, so that was kind of right, or maybe that influenced my decision. And the other one was hospital manager, if I remember rightly. I have no idea where that came from, but I think the most important thing is to keep an open mind, and if you can, try and get as much experience in different things that you think you might want to do. You have to make money to live, but those things don't necessarily have to be the things that you stay doing for the rest of your life. For example, at 16, I took a job in McDonald's because I wanted to pay for my first car and my driving lessons, and then I sold car insurance for a long time. That was at the weekends to support my early modelling days. And then when I started to model recommends and the recession had hit and there weren't very many modelling jobs, I used to make tea and coffee in some offices just to make enough money to live and pay the bills that I needed to pay so that I could work on my website in between. And so I suppose what I'm trying to say is there's working to make money and to survive, which we have to do, but also keeping an open mind and remembering what your interests are and your genuine loves, so that that can also inspire you and make you work towards something that you would enjoy doing to make money, which is the ultimate goal, I suppose. Second thing, SPF and tanning. Now, I must have mentioned this in the first video, but when I was a teen, there wasn't the same kind of information around about sun exposure as there is now. Now we're very much told to stay safe in the sun, and when I was a teen we used to go outside, oil ourselves and literally fry in the sun. Obviously we all know now that we should be safe in the sun, and we should be protecting it because of skin cancer, but also it's probably the single most effective way, if you start now protecting your skin from the sun, of keeping it looking really young. So you will save yourself a fortune on face creams when you get older. Third thing that I've realised, and this is probably over the last few years actually, is that you can be professional and nice. Just because you're a nice person and you're polite doesn't mean that you're a pushover, and in fact I think that you get more out of people if you're not rude and you're nice to work with than you do if you're horrible and abrupt and mannerless. You can be pleasant and ambitious, you can be determined and also polite. I used to be scared of standing up for myself because I thought that I'd be seen as just being quite a mean and rude person, but actually you can be really direct and get what you want, but also be nice. It's a skill, learn it now and it will set you up for the future. Number 4, do not carry a bag on one shoulder the whole time, especially if it's a really heavy school bag, because you'll end up like me, and if you are relaxed, one shoulder will be loads higher than the other. Can you see that? And now I carry my baby on this hip as well, so it's probably going to make it even worse. I would recommend getting a rucksack so that you spread the load evenly. I mean, it really is quite terrible, my shoulder. Or if you carry a shoulder bag, swap it between shoulders. I mean, mine is so bad now that I can't even carry anything on this shoulder because it just feels so odd, and it's almost like I have no balance and I fall over. Number 5, do not be afraid of what makes you unique. Embrace your personality. I get loads of questions about how to set up a blog or a YouTube channel and what your most important piece of advice would be, and it really would be yourself, because nobody really wants to follow a carbon copy of someone else. I think when you're a teen, temptation is to follow the crowd and you want to be the same as everyone. And you know, that's fine, that's part of growing up, but I think keep in your head the fact that you are different and you are special, and that ultimately is what is going to make your life amazing, so embrace it. Now, I do have some beauty things that keep popping into my head, but I've got a feeling that I covered those in the first video. Things like don't overpluck your eyebrows, make sure you moisturise your neck and all the way down to your chest. So yeah, I'll link to that video below, and also put all the details of the Venus Tumblr and the Venus competition. Now, it's really worth checking out the Venus Use Your Anne Diary Tumblr because people have shared their own Annes and it's really quite inspirational. And make sure that you enter the Instagram competition to win the £500. All you need to do to be in with a chance of winning is share your own Use Your Anne's collage. So things that make you amazingly you, and make sure you hashtag Use Your Anne's, and also tag me in Model Recommends and tag in @GilletteVenus. But I should put all of the details for that below, and I shall see you next time.